Hi, I'm Scott Humphrey, CEO of the World Floor Covering Association, and this is Leadership Live, Thrive in 2025. Over the last 2 weeks, we've been looking at the door of opportunity and your willingness to step through when that opportunity presents itself. We looked at the amazing story of Josh Groban, phenomenal vocalist, and then the king of late night, Johnny Carson, told his story last week. But to everybody who stepped through when the door of opportunity arose, there's another side. There's somebody who said no. And this week I want to look at the cost of saying no when the door of opportunity arises. What does it cost somebody when they miss that opportunity and they never get the chance to get it back? When I worked at Shaw Industries, I had the opportunity to sit down with Warren Buffett multiple times and ask him if there was ever an investment that he wished he had made that he missed out on. And he would say today that Amazon was one of those investments that he just didn't get the business plan. He didn't see all the things that they were going to be able to do. And so he passed on that opportunity, and because of that, lives with that regret. How about in Hollywood? Well, Will Smith turned down the role of Neo in The Matrix, a role that was later accepted by Keanu Reeves and really launched his career. That franchise has been amazing, but Will Smith said no to it. Sean Connery was offered the role of Gandalf in The Lord of the Rings, a decision he said he later regretted because he would have loved to have been a part of that. Ian McKellen actually took that role and ran with it. Jim Carrey lives today to regret the fact that he passed on the role of Jack in the Titanic, a role that was taken by Leonardo DiCaprio and performed amazingly. And then maybe my favorite, Molly Ringwald. Molly Ringwald turned down the role of Vivian in Pretty Woman, a role that in some ways launched the career of an artist that I'm sure you know named Julia Roberts. And it's not just people. Organizations also have often passed on the opportunity to step through the door of greatness. Did you know that Kodak developed the first digital camera, but then refused to embrace digital technology because they own the right to more film than anyone else and didn't want to hurt that aspect of their business. So they later had to try to respond to others who own the digital world. Yahoo had the chance to buy Google for $1 billion and said no. Here's an even greater one. A year prior to that, Excite had the opportunity to buy Google in 1999 for $750,000, but opted to pass on the deal. Google today is worth $2.12 trillion. Missed opportunity. Numerous recording companies passed on an upstart band that Parlophone Records actually ended up signing after many others had passed them up. Parlophone was later bought by the Warner Music Group. The band was the Beatles. Literally changed rock music forever. I started thinking about how our country would be different if people had not been willing to act. And I thought about the Louisiana Purchase. Thomas Jefferson made the decision to purchase the Louisiana Purchase territory from Napoleon because he said it was either fight for it with war or purchase it from him. And he purchased that entire swath of land for $15 million. That's the equivalent of $421 million in our money today, which to me still sounds like an amazingly small price, and yet that was a lot of money for Thomas Jefferson to commit to that. But he looked at the cost of war and he walked through that door of opportunity and changed things. There's a cost when the door of opportunity knocks for you and you don't open the door and step through. I'm hoping that knowing the cost and weighing some of the failures in your own life will be a catalyst for you moving forward to do and be all that you can be, to step through the door of opportunity when it arises, to act when you have the opportunity to make a difference. If you'll do that, then you indeed will thrive in 2025.